Hey, how's it going everyone? This is YLAM here. In today's video, I want to talk to you about selling off your used equipment and some safety tips that you really need to know when you're selling it off, because this literally just happened to me. Right now, I'm trying to sell off my GH5 because it's just older equipment that we don't really use as much anymore, or we're kind of gearing up to buy new equipment. So we're selling it off on eBay because we're just getting some money back from that piece of equipment. Now, when I was doing this, it just sold on eBay and I started getting emails from what looked like it was eBay, but something looked a little bit off. And digging into it a little bit more, making sure that I was safe, I found out that somebody was either spoofing, or the person that won is actually in on it and is trying to get the equipment for free and is trying to find out my PayPal account. This kind of stuff does happen all the time. This is the first time it's happened to me on eBay. And I just want to share some thoughts on that because it's so easy to fall into this type of stuff. I've been working in technology for 20 years. I get security training every year, and I still sometimes fall for the stuff like this because you're just not thinking. And the spoofing has been so good nowadays because they look pretty legit, but there are always a few tiny things that are a little bit off. And then when you dig into them, you realize something's off and something's wrong. And that's when you actually need to do something to make sure you protect yourself. So let's go ahead and get into some safety tips that you really should be aware of when you're selling any type of equipment. So the first one that I'm going to give you is never trust a link in an email. I know this sounds bad, but whenever you get an email and there's a link going to like an eBay account in which you're doing transactions, or more importantly, like a bank account or a PayPal account, you really don't want to trust those links. What you want to do is you want to treat that email as just information. Go ahead and open up a new web browser. Either use your favorites that you trust, or you go ahead and just type out the URL yourself and then you log in that way. Never trust an email link. The second tip that I would give you is that any important websites that you're using, like your PayPal, your bank accounts, you should be using two-factor authentication. In other words, you type in your username and password, and then you need to type in another code that's either on your phone, or they'll text message you a special code in which you have to type it in. So it's two passwords that you have to type in order to log in your account. And with this, it dramatically increases the security on your accounts. It's something that you should do for all of your important accounts. Any prominent websites nowadays, there are ways to turn on two-factor authentication. Just go into your settings and I'm sure you will find it. It's usually not turned on by default, but you should definitely go ahead and turn that on because it's super important. So two-factor authentication for any important websites, definitely look for it. Tip number 3 is an easy one. Once you get your money, you should always ship that package to the official site. An example of this is that on PayPal, when you actually get your payment, there is an official address that you should be sending these packages to. That's the only one you should trust. I know as a person, you always want to help the other guy out. Maybe they're asking it to be sent to a special place. Generally speaking, I do want to be nice about it, but in cases where there's a lot of money involved or it's a money transaction, you should always just go ahead and use the official one. And I always like to have signature required. That way, if there's any issues, I can prove that I did send the package and there was a signature on the other side. I've never actually had to use that part of it, but I always like to be safe when I'm shipping off high dollar packages. Tip number 4 is specific for eBay. And I'm not sure if eBay is really popular internationally. Please let me know if it is or not. But if you are getting spoof emails or fake emails from eBay, you should forward those to spoof@ebay.com because they do track fake emails and fake links to other websites, and they'll get them shut down because it's detrimental to their business. They'll have a department or a team that specially handles taking down of fraudulent websites so that other people don't fall into those. So that's really important to help other fellow people. So definitely make sure to forward those off so that those websites can get taken care of. Now, if you have a story to share about fraud, or if you have any other advice that I didn't cover, definitely leave in the comments below and I'll definitely try to compile them so that we can help each other out, because nobody wants to lose money, nobody wants to get defrauded. But that's the video for today. Hopefully it helped you out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.